From now on, this game shall be known as the one that ended my hard mode career because it sort of hijacked my hard mode slot. Because either I enjoyed it more than I thought I would, and also I was using it just to take a break from whatever my other Gauntlet formats. But it is kind of ironic, of all things, this is what I would end up doing. Like even supplanting a game like Yu-Gi-Oh! That just shows you how shitty their design philosophy is. The last month was kind of disappointing because I thought it would be the first time I would get to rank 25, because the month before that I got to rank 20 for the first time, and that gives you a cushion of 5 ranks where you start at rank 5, so that should save me an episode because it would actually take me that long just to get from rank 1 to 5 is a whole week's worth. So because of that, I thought I would have a head start, and then I would get to rank 25 and push for new ground, but I wasn't able to do it. I only got to rank 20, which is at least... That could be a permanent thing, like I have to get to at least rank 20 every month, otherwise I have to delete my account, but that seems dumb. No, there really is no format for this, besides the fact that I can't craft, which I don't even mind, and has led to some very fun moments, like where I've gotten super lucky with certain packs and collections, and so because of that, getting like the double Dark Matter Dragon Fruit, it wouldn't mean anything in a normal playthrough, because like, oh, you could just craft 2 of them, so what? It would still be cool if you got 2 of them, obviously, but... Yeah, we are still in the mindset of trying to... We'll save up to 500 before I do anything. Oh, this is actually pretty good. This is my kind of card. I won't get it, but... First of all, I still have a bias towards zombie cards, so I wouldn't do it for that reason. But I also have a desire to, you know, get a higher cost card, just because those are so hard to come by. But we're trying to get... Oh yeah, let's bask in what we were just talking about. It was a bittersweet thing because it's my second time ever getting gold. Second time in a row, but it's not quite enough. And just to put it in perspective, I beat like a rank 40 along the way and all these kind of things. So like our average person we got matched up against on the way from like rank 15 to 20 was like an average of rank 35 to 40. Like, just we were getting so many high rank people. So it's so stupid. Like, what you might think, oh, how are you getting hard stuck at rank 17? Oh, it's because I'm fighting an average opponent of rank 36. Like, it doesn't matter what rank you are, you're just getting completely clowned, which you can't blame the game for that because the player base is probably, you know, it is what it is. They have to make the best of it. But yeah, how about you give me actually some zombies? Like, I don't even care what you know, I feel like the plants have gotten enough here. Not even saying my zombie collection is bad, but it's just interesting to mix it up. Super rare zombie. Oh shit, we get a legendary in the first one too. Look at this run. But once again, a moment where the crafting means something, because these are the only legendaries we're gonna get. I'm not gonna complain. Like, I've been very much rewarded for my like restraint, I guess you could say. This is a new card. What is it? Vegetation Mutation. All plants on heights and environments get +2/+2. What is that? It's an oh, it's not an environment itself. Okay. I mean, that's kind of stupid. I'm not a fan of it, although I am a fan of the environment. When played, this gets +1/+1 if you made away 6 on this turn. I mean, that's a good 1 mana 2/2 period, and it's also gets a little bit of value later in the game. What is that called in Hearthstone? Like Mana Thirst, where it's a good value card, but then it just becomes better later in the game if you know, just because. Like, one of those mechanics again that rewards you for doing nothing. Like, oh yeah, I just have 6 mana. Like, I totally wouldn't have done that normally anyway, and I have no control over it. I mean, I guess you kind of do with ramp and stuff, but if it's turn 1 and you don't have a turn 1 play, you're gonna play it. You're not gonna save it for that effect. So this is actually very good, and we could maybe do some sort of weird combo, like infinite loop healing damage combo. When a plant here does damage and survives, heal your hero that much. And then, like, the effect will be whenever you heal, it does damage. So I don't know why that isn't an infinite loop. I think the only reason why it wasn't the couple times we saw it is because of the block meter. The one instance where the block meter is actually good, because it would stop stuff like that. So it makes you invincible, and then it stops the effect. But other than that, it seems to actually be logical that it should work. A lot of these are pretty good still because they're gonna give me duplicate copies. This guy is such a trash card, and it really spits in the face of or it gets shat on by the other one, the plant card. What's it called? The one that just takes away all your brains. Jokes on them, I don't have any anyway. Yeah, we have 4 of these. What is the, yeah, what a nice name too, Raw Zombie. Like, you couldn't come up with something better than that. This game actually does have a lot of good pun names. Some nights sundown comes early. What is the one called that's like a bullshit over, oh, like the Brainana? It just takes away all your brains compared to this taking away 2. So just compare those 2 effects. When played, conjure a nut and its power becomes 3. I mean, that fits very well with the one deck that is obviously the disco nut thing that we're using. So I don't normally change my decks at the beginning of an episode, but I guess we got the end of season reward, so I may as well. So this is very good. Tough beats. I love how this guy looks, at least. Armored 1. It's just kind of a weird statting. This gets +1 for each other plant zombie. So I mean, at least it's going to be like a 6/5 or something, because there's always going to be a couple things out there. So there's no like worst case scenario for this unless you play it on a dead board. So that's not a bad card either, although it's not that good either. It could just be a 6/5 with 1 armor, and that wouldn't, because yeah, what's the best case scenario for it then? You have like 2 things in every row, so it would have like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 15. What is that one card that has an effect like that, where it gains, like, for every health you've lost, it gains 1 health? That can be pretty crazy sometimes, like have 20 health. Poison Oak, I don't really like it too much. Anti-hero in general, I don't like. Balance all plants on the ground. It seems okay, but again, compare this like to the 9 Zombot, 9-cost Zombot that just destroys them and summons a 9/9. This should almost be a little bit less expensive, but I get it. Like, it's decent. I mean, compared to some of the removal cards I use, I would spend 5 mana just to destroy one of them. Now I could bounce all of them for 7. So by that logic, it seems to make sense. There's some sort of harsh curve that happens around 5 or 6. Like, as soon as you get to like 7, 8, 9 cost stuff, it sometimes becomes impossible to play them, or like the game's already over by then. You don't have the luxury to sometimes do that. So the throttle point is around 6 mana, where you've got to be in control of the board, or you just got to end the game there, or something could go wrong. You can't expect to summon like, oh, my cute little 8-mana Dark Matter Dragon Fruit. Like, they're not going to just let you do that. Potted Powerhouse. While in your hand, this gets +1/+1 when the plant gains strength or health. That could be okay, but definitely requires a bit of support. 2 mana, 2/2 amphibious, and all imps are deadly. That is pretty good, but I guess I forget how many imps we actually end up using in a lot of these decks. Strike through when destroyed again, Astrocado Pit. 1 sun, 1 health. Start of turn, this transforms into Astrocado. That could be really good with the Wall Knight deck again, because you keep hiding it behind behind one of the walnuts, and then you just, you know, you're gonna make it so hard to kill. It could be very annoying. It's a good card. I mean, of course, you would expect as a legendary it should be. Earning a high rank gives you a head start. Yeah, it's even rubbing that in my face. But with that head start, you'll fail to do anything that you didn't do last month without it. Reach high leagues for the best pinatas. Wood, bronze, silver, gold. It seems unfair to lump them all in together. Diamond, taco. Yeah, what do we get as a reward if we beat a taco ranked player, though? As a shitty ranked 20 player that we are. Wait, so I didn't get any gems, though? Okay, so definitely don't re-roll that. I want to always be around 500. Do a bonus attack. I might not actually end up doing many of those. 5 damage with strike through cards. These I don't care about as much either, but it's perfectly set up for me to get to 500 actually. And of course, those I can't really do because like, the 2 mechanics I can't really use are the tickets and the event cards the normal way, because I just don't play enough to do that. Obviously, I play once a week, and even then you're restricted to only playing like maybe sometimes 1 or 2 games with a hero, because you're going to lose a game and that's all I get. You know, I get 1 life with each hero each episode, so that can be really harsh. But so obviously the easier way to do it would be just playing the same deck over and over and over. That might be your best deck and you'll go on a good streak. But if you just happen to lose the first game or one of the early games, you don't get another chance. But yeah, I can't use the event card mechanic. I can't use this mechanic because of the crafting. Get a random football thing there. So I was actually liking the Smash a little bit because we got all these kind of cool cards from oh yeah, let's look at that. Actually, speaking of it, we got like a Smash specific pack. Yeah, let's actually see what this is. Wait, did it say something about Bad Moon Rising? Oh, but I would spend, oh, that's so unfair. Why you gotta spend money though? I'd spend all my gems on that. Because you get, how many times is he gonna rub Bad Moon Rising in my face? The one time I missed a chance to craft it, which is the whole reason why I saved for this shit in the first place. Are you kidding me, dude? Why wouldn't you let me, why wouldn't you let me get it with the thing? So many times I miss out on this, dude. And this is the event card anyway. Dude, let me get this straight. You can't get it with even 500 gems or 1,000 gems or anything. Well, yeah, we bought that Smash pack, and that enabled me to, I just tried to. Bad Moon Rising. So everybody has the card who wants the card, obviously, because it's not that hard to get. Or, I mean, you could just literally craft it. That's so unfair. It's just such a perfect card for me, too, because of my mid-range sort of style. So the plants get spoiled yet again, but they better live up to it in terms of their performance. Let's see what we can add to each of these decks. I certainly feel very strongly about the Wall Knight. They probably benefited the most from that. You know, you get the Cosmic Walnut. I don't know whether some of these other ones fit in there. Or wait, can we not even use the guy? No, we can't. That could be very strong because it gives you something to play for. You know, you keep hiding them behind the nuts and then something good is going to happen. When this gets +1. Okay, this is okay, but is it really worth it? Like, it's a 6 is compared to the garbage that I have, I guess, and it's not so bad. It's a 5 mana 6/1 with armor. And so there would only have to be 3 things out there in order to... It also synergizes with the team-up aspect. We could get rid of this guy, and we could also get rid of... to me, this guy's a legendary, too. I love how he looks. I love his effect. He provides sort of a win condition for an otherwise kind of weird deck without one. Maybe I don't need this many of them. It just feels bad. Wait, but how do I only added 2 things. Oh, no, I added the cosmic thing, too. I really want this to be more focused on the low-cost side of things, but that does seem like a bit of a mistake, too. Or, like, even this could be good, but I don't think I have much healing, really. Or, I guess that's not entirely dependent on it anyway. It'll just kind of turn... Okay, +1/+1 if you have a 6 mana. Now, this is just a good value, low-cost card, period. Although the environment thing could be good, too, because this will be a 3/3. This is kind of easier to achieve, so I guess it's just a better version of that. And so we do have potential for a couple environments if I just... The moving a plant can be pretty good. The Spine Apple is almost your most important card in the whole deck, even though you might not think of it like that. Kind of a hard decision to make. Maybe I should just phase these ones out altogether, but you kind of need some high-cost stuff. Like, what are you going to win with? I already took away 2 of them. I should take away some of the 4s. But see, I don't want to take away any nuts, because this card's really good, too. It's a hard decision, actually. I feel like this doesn't No, it should get value, though. Let me get rid of one of those, and then what did I want to put? I want to put the environment in. And so that's going to enable me to, you know, it fits with the defensive style. I guess I'm not 100% sure about it, but gotta understand that my life is on the line with each of these because, you know, we're only going to get one chance today. So any change I make is kind of a big deal. You get one of the double strike coffee things, which I don't care about at all. I don't care about that either. This is kind of nice because of the whole leafy synergy, but I guess I don't have enough of them to really benefit from that with. Like, yeah, definitely I would say the biggest improvement is to Wall Knight in that. We still can't make one of those base starter decks, can we? The ones that it keeps going up in how many of them you have. Like when you go to look here, right? Like 5 out of 40, 0 out of 40, 6 out of 40, 9 out of 40. Whether those are even that good or not, I don't know, but that shows you how still stilted my collection really is. Oh, now I'm gonna miss what I even was new. Basically, I just wanted to see that one thing. Those I could try to fit in there, but I don't think it's gonna happen. The whole repeat moss gimmick, I tried to make it work, but +1/+1 when the plant gains strength or health, obviously fits pretty well with Green Channel because my whole thing is trying to buff stuff. Although I guess I don't have as much buffing capability in here as you might expect. If I was to do that, I could just get rid of one random thing. Like even 2 of these is not arguably all that necessary. I do love this guy, but maybe 4 of them is a little bit overkill. Or even this guy I always question. Like the movement tends to not really come in handy for me too much. But there'll be the one time when it does, so it's okay, I guess. But yeah, that is one of my favorite cards, so I don't know. It seems stupid to... Because this will become like a 2-2 anyway pretty quickly, but... This is a 3-1 right away, so I can't really argue with it. Okay, so there wasn't too much improvement or change there. Solar Flare also can use the legendary, I guess. Which, you know, again, I'm almost assessing its value in a more innate way. Like, is this card good overall? Does it have overall value? Is it synergy based? All this kind of stuff. But it's like, even if I don't have the synergy for it, and it is synergy based, it's still better than the garbage that I'm using. So, you know, I'm just looking at it objectively, and then I realize, like, oh, even though that criticism or qualification is true, it's still good for me, so it doesn't matter. This is very fitting to have actually both of these because it's just such a good value thing. This guy, I'm not even sure. +2/+2 when a plant or your hero is healed. I guess I only have 1 of those, but maybe I should drop the healing idea and just try to do something else. Like, that's not really what this deck should be about. But we can try to go for that infinite loop combo, maybe. Beat some rank 40s with it. This is sort of an identity confused deck a bit. What if we just get rid of all of those and just try to win more so in the early game? That's garbage. This is okay. Yeah, we're really shitting on the pumpkin here because right before Halloween too. At least let him have his fun one more time. Like, this isn't a good card, but you're trying to win the game early anyway and play it super aggro, so I guess it's okay. But I feel like I never get value out of that because they're obviously going to stop it. So you're playing a 6-mana 4/5 that is actually a 6-mana 4/5, and there's nothing more to it than that. Like, you need that. Those are okay. This is good. I feel like I haven't seen him that much, really. Maybe early on I saw him a lot, and then people got kind of sick of him. Or maybe I should... no, I mean, I'm going to commit to the whole aggro idea. Like, everything is just low cost, high attack, good value. The healing is kind of dumb, though. Right? There's too many things that are healing that don't need to be. But it is a 2-mana 2/1 anyway. Or wait. Oh, no, that doesn't even have to do with healing. This one has to do with healing. The environment has to do with healing. And what else? This thing heals you for like 1 per each flower. You know what I think I always mistake this as? Is I always think it's like 1 for each plant. Unless they change that during the course of me playing this game. We do have the team up there. Having 4 of those almost doesn't seem worth it, but it's okay. Like, what else is benefiting from healing, though? I don't get it. Why am I even committing to that in what is meant to be an aggro deck? Whatever, that's fine. Yeah, they got a little bit of love once again, and the zombies feel very jealous and neglected, but their performance has actually been pretty good despite that. Go 1 by 1. Doesn't seem like anything too crazy here. Yeah, that's my first and only zombie legendary, and it was sort of a guaranteed one, too. Just the simple fact that you had the Smash pack. And so Bad Moon Rising is on the table once again, and if you could spend like 500 gems to get it, I would obviously do it, but... Okay, Dog Walker's pretty good. Right, like just the statting is good. This little phony synergy that I have going on is kind of dumb. 1 mana 2/2 Sport Zombie. Could probably get rid of that. I just can't argue like why it would be worth it. Even if you are going for that, like we're sort of splitting between the sports and the pet synergy, but it was actually working reasonably well. This is going to be Party, so there's no value in that. This is going to be Dancing Imp. Another, yeah, that's not really worth it. Destroy a random plant can be okay, but I don't really need it. I have the Locust Swarm thing. Move a plant, draw a card. Not a big fan of that. This guy we already have, so Look how many of them I have too. That is kind of insane. It can still be good in the sense that like they're planning what their next move is, and then they won't be able to do it because, you know, you're just sort of messing up their curve. So it could throw them off and still win you the game at a crucial juncture. This might not seem like a particularly spectacular card, but it's right up my alley with just a good value mid-range capability. Like a 4-mana 7/7 that's just going to put the clamp down. 6-mana 7/8. By this game standard, that is actually pretty damn good. So Super Brains didn't get much. This is pretty good though, I guess. All imps get deadly. I don't even care to look how many imps wait, why did it say 3? Oh, here. You know what? I will put this, but it could be something that really throws them off. What could I get rid of for it though? And yeah, look what a joke of a high cost end game this guy has. Like just literally nothing. You have to hope you conjure something from that more than anything else. This is good. This is good. I feel like I don't often get value out of this guy, really, but who should I really get rid of? +1/+1 when you play a trick. Kind of hard to say what I should even get rid of. Sometimes I put stuff in there just for the sake of it, like, oh, I just want to see something different, but this is good. This is good. I feel like you're often never going to get to play that, and even when you do, it's not going to be that good value. Like, so you'll come to find out it's just not that good of a card, but the Firefighter can sometimes fuck you over because he'll push something back into your hand when you don't want it to. And just waste the whole first episode just trying to... Whenever there's something at 4, I guess I don't mind doing it. When it does damage, draw a card, it's okay. You know, like, I'm not even questioning the value of the card, but, like, do you really need 4 of them? And people will probably say, yes, you do. People really love that one card that I just took out that I forget the name of. Pain in the deck. Look at them, dude. Making adult caliber jokes for a kid's game. Now, this is such a heavy aggro deck that you don't even really want this card in there. You almost don't even want this. Like, what is a similar purpose that I could get rid of, I guess? This, probably. Similar function. What kind of removal card do we actually have? This can at least hit face. No, you know what? I'm not even going to put that in there because it's like, it could win you a game, but the game should already be over by then. So, like, why are you trying to flip? No, it could be a finisher card, though. Can't really get rid of that. You should almost get rid of the cake or something, but I guess that can still be good for other purposes, kind of. So hard to decide because all these cards are kind of good in their own way. I do feel like I rarely get value out of him, but he is a 1-mana 1/3, so it's not bad. Really hard to decide. 4-mana 3/3, make a 1/1 amphibious. Feels like a shame to do that, but like, why is the Firefighter even in there? I guess just for curve purposes. I feel like I'm going to regret putting that card in there. It's not going to win me any games ever, or it'll win me like one game in spectacular fashion, and that'll seem to justify it entirely. So I'll still give the zombies some love here. Give Smash the first try. But we did get a plant legendary, so that could be exciting. Although, what is my ratio of being able to play a legendary as soon as I get it? Pretty much 0%, right? Like, if you lose the first game, or you get a chance. That happened with the Dark Matter Dragon Fruit a lot. Normally I'll play like the set of zombies together too, or like the set of heroes for one class, but one faction. But I can go between them. There's no rule against that. Like, I can jump from this to Green Shadow, but I won't have to because I'll clearly just win anyway. Okay, that's not a terrible hand, but basically this guy's bouncing effect can be a bad thing. But maybe not. I mean, he could trade in and still be fine. You get +1 this turn. Team up. It's very hard to do anything about that. Or, I mean, if it's going to... No. I can't really justify doing that. That's going to be stupid. It'll stop his ram, but I'm not really too worried about that. I think I can just deal with that. You should be trying to play aggro in pretty much all of these decks, though. That's the thing. despite the nurse, despite everything else, that's still good mid-range value. There's very few cards in this game that feel like control-minded, which in a way I kind of like it, because yes, there'll be certain combo decks and certain things you see all the time, but even like the annoying Rose deck is called mid-Rose, not, you know, it's not a control deck still. So I feel like at the rank that I play at too, I've almost never seen a control deck either. And why shouldn't you just be able to trade, or why shouldn't you just be able to ignore it? You really think I'm afraid of goddamn sunflowers, dude? This isn't Garden Warfare where the sunflowers can actually attack. Okay, dude. Gonna out aggro me, but your hand's already burnt out, so you're like a typical rank 9. You're gonna get clowned, but I'm gonna be pulling out legendaries and stuff. But you can see how authentic this is, right? Nobody could complain like, oh, pay to win, try hard, this or that, because it's just I mean, I should obviously deal with that, but I still don't really feel the need to do anything when it comes to the sunflowers, which is probably a mistake, but I do have some survivability capability, obviously. Oh my god. Obviously in terms of the nurse as well is going to give me some healing. And that 1/1 almost helps me just get the block meter, which is a dumb way to think about it, but it's actually legitimately true. Yeah, I can't even use that. I could end up healing myself here. I could heal, I could buff, but the buff wouldn't actually do anything. And he has a ton of removal, which is very interesting. I don't know what... Like, he could have done that damage to my face and I would almost be dead, but just hit me with the berries yourself. Comes a 3/3, and now maybe with the buff it would actually do something. Let's get +1/+1, and then it'll get another +1/+1, which means it would have 5 health, which means it actually would survive. And the other one would survive too, actually, come to think of it. And I could also heal myself, so what a great turn for tricks, even though this seems like a pretty low stakes, poor quality game. Now he gets +2/+2. There's no need to really do that yet, but I'll still do it anyway. Or this will still trade in regardless, so I don't know what to do about that. Now, this hardly matters because he's going to be in a situation where, you know, he's just going to be able to play whatever he has anyway because he has so little. That is just one of the most garbage, laughable cards in the whole game. And then people say, oh, well, it'd be OP if the zombies had Raynana, but oh shit, that's actually a pretty bad use of Hunt, though. And of course, you never get a choice with mechanics like that. It's always just, you know, everything's automatic. Even the active attacking is automatic. I mean, I'm fine with just trading it on the board. That would be to my benefit because of the kind of deck that this actually is. I just wasn't trying to play like that at all. Oh my god. Yeah, literally, he's given up like 12 damage on that by hitting me with the berries instead of hitting me in the face. We haven't seen like too many OTK combos and stuff like that with respect to... I should just do this. With respect to just playing like a bunch of spells or tricks that, you know, hit face and stuff like that. Actually, this is more valuable because you are going to save it from being able to... You're going to save it from being able to, you know, be used here, which could be a big mistake, but... Oh, wait. Oh, no, I had it in my head that that was the other one that gives you something else you can play. So I could actually die here still by how much I'm clowning this guy. But in an environment, why wouldn't you just play that, like, on there and try to kill me? Yeah, what a dumb play. Like, you're missing lethal like me. Only I'm allowed to do that in this game. You put it here, and then I couldn't have done anything if I didn't happen to have that trick. It's not like that's why he played it. This guy does not know how to go face with damage, dude. You could have just killed me right there, dude. Or no, yeah, I would have gotten saved by everybody's favorite block meter thing. Or wait, do I still lose? Or I might lose if he does another source of damage. He summons another plant. Like, how do you lose a game like this? It makes no sense. Or I guess what I get from it... Oh, no. I can still do this. what I get from it could be enough to save me too. Heal me. +2 in Frenzy is cute, but I mean, come on. Give me something I can just play here, dude, please. Give me the nurse, give me anything. How much you want to bet he's going to have a removal card, and it'll be enough to kill me if he hit face, but he'll hit that instead. I don't deserve to lose this one. Like, it's so... Wait, what's he doing, dude? What, is he actually trolling, or is he a bot, or what is he up to? I'm still going to lose regardless of all that, but this guy's playing in a deliberately stupid way just to drag the game out or something. I don't know. This is, of course, always what I do. I never make mistakes. I'm just trying to... Okay. Wait, that still won't do it, though. Look what an epic top deck fiesta this is. I am going to lose now. Or I could get the nurse. I could get a lot of things, but... Fucking surfboard guy. You really shouldn't even put him there. Well, it doesn't matter, though. They have total freedom to put it wherever they want if they have something. Man, how the fuck do you even lose that? It makes no sense. Such a bad deck that they were using, or even such a bad player using it. I guess I'm just not getting some of the better quality cards I have. That's the problem, right? It's one thing you have them, but there's no guarantee you're going to cycle through the whole thing. Let's give Infinity a chance, which usually is pretty good. The goal for today is at least to get to rank 10, which for some reason even that feels like sometimes a struggle. Get like 5 ranks a day. So get rid of this, get rid of this. You do have a 2 and a 3. Not too bad. Try to rush you down. Like, I started that game off trying to rush him down, but maybe I shouldn't have done that. I should have just played on the board, at least with that guy, because you do have some endgame potential, but it's not really still what you want to do. It just feels instinctive to always play like aggro just because that's all you have going for you. Yeah, I can't complain about my card quality, but I can still say my decks are not the best. Or maybe I'm sure I could make better ones than what I have, even with what I have, but the synergies are still sort of incomplete, right? There's still a little bit something missing. We have some sports zombies, we have some whatever, like, we have some sports zombies, we have some pet zombies, we have some flowers, we have some nuts, but nothing is like completely cohesive. We seem to see less stuff that's really based around synergies for plants, or it's something more elaborate somehow. It's not just simply the type of them. But then you get something like the Podfather that's just not a very good thing, that's very like contrived. You do 3, put 1 here. Just don't heal too much here. This is only a rank 12, so at least I can't complain about the matchmaking yet. But then again, it is the beginning of the season. So this could be some rank 50 tryhard best player in the world, but he just happens to be rank 12 because he just started playing for the month. Like, I know who some of the streamers are, but who would be considered like the best player of this game? Probably one of the streamers, because that's just who people know, but I don't know. This game is just always surprises me. Okay, we may as well do that because it'll save it for now, although it doesn't seem to matter much. Or it would even summon another one upon coming out of that, but it just doesn't matter. It would be some sort of stupid banana synergy that we've probably seen many times before. When it hurts the plant hero, deal 3 damage to a random plant. Or you should almost just do this. That would kill, obviously, the banana. And it wouldn't give it to the one in the grave, unfortunately. While in an environment, this gets +3. If you don't get rid of this, though, it can turn into a real problem. So you maybe should have used it on there instead. Or you will still get the... Yeah. So what an interesting meta aspect of this game is the fact that, like, it's a good thing to leave the 1/1 there because they can't do anything to replace it on their own, right? If you don't kill it, so it kind of just blocks their row. But it also allows you to basically, you know, farm up your block meter. So it's such a dumb mechanic, arguably, but It rewards you for losing. It rewards you for taking damage. It does damage to the plant hero, so maybe I should just ignore what's happening and just try to... You know, we could do it like that, I guess. That would always survive. Everything just trades in. We have a decent, similar amount of stuff in our hands. Heal 5, that seems like a total waste. I'm always not a fan of those cards that do fixed amounts of damage. Like, it's not even hard removal. Why not just have the squash instead or something? But because you can't with that class or some other stupid reason. Like, the cake is so garbage, but you don't really have a choice, or there's like that missile or something. Or people will always say that so matter-of-factly, like, oh, just use this thing that you don't have and that you can't craft. I guess because they don't know what the crafting challenge is, or they just wouldn't expect that I would do such a format like that, especially on a first playthrough of the game. It's not like I'm some expert on the game who came in to do this challenge as like a secondary thing. Like, oh, I'm going to do a speed run playthrough where I try to do it like this. But it seems to have gone pretty well so far. It just seems like you get kind of hard stuck around that rank 20 because it starts to match you against people way higher, although it'll even do that here, I bet. Like, I'm rank 5, but it'll still rank me against match me against a rank 40 because it doesn't have a choice, because it just has to find you somebody. I always confuse that guy with like the dancing hat one. Okay, this is probably pretty important to do regardless. Does damage and survive, so it shouldn't really survive. Look at this amazing heavy hitter, of which I have very few overall. Okay, that's at least a good place for it to go. We'll get the block meter charge from that. It's still not a very good spot to be in, but if you can't deal with the 5/5, that could be good at least. Or no, we get it from that even. Let me guess +3. I guess I could do that. Everything has charge in this game, of course. You do 5, and then we could do like the stupid cake on this guy. Deal 3 of zombie in every lane, does double damage. That would be a good way to hit face as a finisher. 3 mana fireball. Yeah, most of the trick cards don't really do that much damage, or they're not meant to be used against the face, I guess, like that. When destroyed, deal 6 to the zombie hero, which is interesting because that means I would be dead either way. Wait, what? Whether I was to destroy it or not, you're just kind of hard stuck in that situation. What if I did it to myself and then at least if the chicken stayed there, you would have been fine. Wow, what a perfect way to lose too. Like, you were completely stuck there where it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Even if I did have a way to remove it, or like if I had one more brain to be able to combine those together, that would have been still a death. Perfect use of that card, at least. Last time was actually such an epic episode because it was like, whatever, every game was like, it felt like I was going to win or something crazy was happening. And we had these amazing comeback moments happen, even if it was for the opponent. It was a very either RNG heavy episode or just very epic with comebacks and crazy interactions. They got like a Bad Moon Rising with the Zombot thing, and then it clears the board, and then it got put in a gravestone by something else that Bad Moon Rising gave them, and then they got to do it again. Like, what the fuck? Alright, so there was 2 disappointing losses, even at bronze rank 5, which, again, that can be very deceptive with how that factors in, but there's no other way to look at it. Rank 1 now. It always feels like I'm winning and then I do something wrong. Like, I either become overly aggressive or I'm not aggressive enough. It's hard to say. Sometimes you don't have a choice because they'll flood the board so well that you have to address it, and then it ends up obviously working out poorly for you. This was me a couple months ago when I just first made my account. Okay, that's good because it'll... Or no, I'm thinking it has Hunt. These effects can screw you over sometimes, but it's a good value card regardless. Even if it had no effect, just a 1 mana 2/2. Like, you should go aggro, and that should work for you in these kind of games. They shouldn't have enough to be able to deal with this, but of course the block meter can always save them. That will actually get buffed, so he's actually going to have a good synergy overall, but it's not even a permanent effect. Or no, it does, actually. Oh, here we go, dude. I'm playing with 5 or more, so you're kind of overcommitting to it, but it's going to take me a while to still deal with it, so it could be dangerous to leave that around. Or sometimes the freeze animation isn't there, but it's sort of implied that it just was frozen. We should do this. No. We should do this, and then even if it doesn't work, then we could use the, like if you use some removal on it, then we'll have a backup option to still kill you. Yep. You fell right into my trap. You triggered my trick. Which is very fortuitous that I happen to have that one. Otherwise, I would have been screwed, actually. I wouldn't have had a great way to deal with it, or I guess we could have played the other deadly there. So that was his whole game plan, that he put everything into that. Get the 3 back. I almost don't want to play the deadly one, though, yet. Let's save it for something else big that he puts out there. Or now, this would be such a perfect card to play with such a flooded board like this. Oh, he actually has a committed freeze kind of deck. We haven't seen very often. In fact, I might have only seen it like once before where they commit to it this hard. You can't fear the block meter. You just have to keep going for it, and sometimes it does end up working out. Oh, come on. You're really going to try to out-damage me? Like, given the way this is going, like, you should be more worried about yourself. I would almost want to do the card draw, but it's also not necessary. I mean, I have to respect his commitment to this. It just doesn't seem like a very good mechanic, or you have to commit to it very hard for it to work. We'll trade into both of those, so it's not a big deal for me at all. Still has one more thing on his block meter, but he's close to dying, so that's where it ends up not really mattering in terms of... You know, you're still going to kill him before that triggers, typically. And we could move something around in case he does block all of these, but seems unlikely. Like, you could move that chick there. Or I could be very close to dying myself. He had a pretty good start, actually. See, like, his deck doesn't seem bad. It actually does have some synergistic qualities to it. So that would still be enough to kill you, so it's not a big deal. In fact, I got very lucky this game with countering like exactly what he was doing every time. And I wouldn't have died anyway, because I would have had the block meter. But there is some sort of RNG even built into that. Okay, so of all the... Wait. Oh, shit. Of all the likely candidates... Are you kidding me, dude? I still wouldn't even die. Like, what do you think you hope to accomplish here? Just let it be over, dude, please. Is he still gonna win? Like, I'm just getting cursed by something. Okay, that still shouldn't matter either. Like, please just finish him off. If you get through his entire block meter, this is a rank 1 player, dude. And not in the context where this game, you know, rank 1 is a good thing. Like, oh, legend rank 1. Okay, so we at least go on a streak with the... It's almost as bad as my Paladin's playthrough. Go on a streak of 1 game and you're celebrating just because it's so rare. I think I'm just playing like a little bit overconfidently because my collection is a little better now that I think like, oh, I can get away with whatever. So see, I should wait till turn 2 and play both of those together because it's so important to get the value from that. So I should pass my first turn, even as dumb as that seems. Right, like that could carry you the whole game. But yeah, that's how I got to gold the first time. On that episode, at least like 2 or 3 people disconnected or conceded right away. No, don't do it. It's a good turn to play nonetheless. They're not going to do anything either. And so it's all good. I forget what this guy even does. I'm play it on heights or an environment. You know, we're still going to cuck his ability to do that. Yeah, see, that's one of my favorite cards in the game, too. When it hurts a playing hero, empty their block meter. So it's not enough to have bullseye and just not give them any. You'll actually consume it. The only way to make that better would be if it steals it, too. It'll empty the block meter, but give you whatever amount they had in there, too. Which there is a card that does that, but I forget what that actually is. See, this is how I play sometimes card games anyway. Like even Magic, I'm playing like this. But the difference is that game has such an overwhelming amount of cards that it feels kind of, people would never have the patience to do that. Like, you play it totally blind, you don't net deck, you don't do anything, and just play it raw like you would play almost a single player game. Just try to figure stuff out. But oh no, fuck, that was a mistake, because I could have done the, you know, you always just play that guy for free. He's basically a 0 mana 2/1 with possible synergistic effects too, but it's so good because there's no downside to it. Should basically just do this guy anyway, so I missed a real opportunity to do that. Or no, I can still do both, obviously, because he gives you his full rebate back. Look what a crazy combo play this is. You get, for literally 4 mana total, you just played a 2/1 and a 7/5 legendary, because that one's at a reduced cost, and you just played the other guy for free. So look what an insane move that was. Should totally have seen that coming and played around it, even though it was generated from random effects. Just play around Renounced Darkness. His hand is pretty stacked out, though. That does worry me at least a little bit, but he has to find a way to remove this guy. And even the block meter won't save you here. I would have like 4 of these guys rather than even committing to Bullseye. I don't like Bullseye or Anti-Hero as a mechanic, or even Strike Through, but because they just seem kind of banal. Like, I'd rather just have better statted minions than stuff like that, but this is so good. It's a 5 mana 7/5, which itself is good. It's also Bullseye, it also does that. Like, what's the downside? In Crushing Shield since the 9th century, he's gotten pretty darn good at it. Not a very inspired flavor tax. Quite a long animation, too. But Discover effects can be so fun because there's so much a sense of, you know, you get to just use stuff you wouldn't normally get. Whereas that's very lucky. Well, I mean, any legendary is going to be arguably good, but that is pretty awesome. Even if he does summon an army to block my shit, I can just pull it back. It'll be my first time playing this card, which isn't really that good value. Like, it's just too expensive to be good. It should be like 6 Vanish from Hearthstone, except that would flip your stuff back too, which can be a good thing and a bad thing depending. +1/+1, and oh wow, perfect lane to play it into. Like, we're doing fine, but getting a little bit paranoid about how this is gone at least. So am I gonna have enough to do it here? I still don't have enough. Fuck. Well, whatever. You can kill the guy. It's fine. At least he didn't have any removal for it, so he had to do it the old-fashioned way, and I should beat it on the board. You have another Bullseye one, obviously, but this is pretty bad. Like, wow, you have to play it on a height just to get a 4 mana 4/4. Like, what is the benefit? Just that it happens to have Bullseye? She's climbed them all. Everest K2, your house. This is why doing even these low amounts of damage can be good, though, because even you're farming their block meter out, you're also gonna burn it out pretty quickly, or, you know, you'll get them to where you do all 3. You shouldn't fear it. That's where I was playing, like, kind of confused with the aggro sense. Like, you should play aggro, but you feel like you can't because, oh no, they're gonna get the block meter. But there's nothing you can really do about it unless you make a deck that's, like, very mid-range, where, like, all the damage values you do are very high. So you're always gonna do, like, with zombie, then it does a bonus attack. Actually, that is pretty worth it because now we could start clowning him with the block meter again. Even though it doesn't really matter because you're still in a position where this guy's going to cheat out the whole game. Look at him, dude. He has too much healing. He would still be dead between those two, and I could flip everything back now. But clearly, he wouldn't be expecting that. Like, I'll literally just pass my turn, play whatever you want, unless you heal even more. And this is where it's such a good finisher play. Almost nothing you do is going to save you because your board is empty, my board is going to be full unless you clear it with an AoE or something, which there isn't really a whole lot of AoE in this game. Doesn't matter what you do, this is the perfect application of the card. I'm just demonstrating. Or I mean, obviously on the ground, but that would still be good enough. It's kind of hard to play around that, obviously. Even if you had the potential of a block meter, it still wouldn't have saved you there. But that guy was with me the whole game. Certainly one that I would craft, or it's not an event card, like if I could. It's not an event card, but if it was, obviously that would be one I would spend it on. Almost makes me subliminally hope that something is an event card, but normally I would say I'm happy that there aren't too many interesting ones. In fact, the only one that I really want is the Bad Moon Rising, I guess, which you would have a chance to get here, but they're so stupid because they won't let you get it with gems. 4 bundles plus bonus. 1 guaranteed Bad Moon Rising, 1 Haunted Pumpkin, 1 Trick or Treater. What is the Trick or Treater again? 3 mana, 2/3. Gravestone, when you play a trick, conjure a treat. That is used for some combo type stuff. A zombie gets +1/+3 or 2. A zombie gets +3/+1. Why shouldn't those cost the same amount since they do basically the same thing just in reverse? What is the card pool that is exactly drawing from? Just like every zombie card in the game. Or not even just zombie cards. Yeah, your likelihood of getting something good from that is not very high otherwise, but that is such a BM moment. Can't spell BMR without BM, where they're clowning me again. They presented as an event card, but then I wasn't ready with my gems. And that's why I even started saving them, like, so that would never happen again. And now they do it in a format that, in a way that doesn't let you use gems on it at all. So, I mean, you do have a 1, 2, 3, 4 curve, so I can't really argue with that. Normally, you wouldn't want to keep higher cost stuff, or I was sort of infamous for doing that in Hearthstone, in like arenas, although it worked pretty well for a while at the beginning of the game. I would keep a 4-cost card in my starting hand, because it's like, if I mulligan that and get a higher cost card than that, then I'll feel like an idiot, right? So you mulligan a 4-cost and you get a 6-cost, then what do I do? Right, so I still consider that to be borderline useful. That like, okay, you have a 2, you have a 1, or you have like a 2 and a 3, so you keep the 4, it's okay. Or even if you don't, like you have a nothing, but you still keep the 4, because like, oh, at least I'll be able to play that before anything else. Like you have a 6, an 8, and a 10, and then I keep the 4 cost, because like at least it's something. That's kind of a dumb way to do it, but still. Affable Doc. Doesn't that sound kind of like a bot name? Like, what the hell does that mean? And why would you choose that as your name in PvZ Heroes, of all things? It doesn't even show you your own name. Like, because you're talking over somebody else's gameplay. That's always a hilarious thing that people would somehow, you know, you're really going to cheat and show off. Like, I'm Dream or somebody who is at least accused of cheating in a Minecraft speedrun. I kind of don't like the premise of that discussion, though, because I'm certainly no Minecraft expert, but it's like, wow, he got this super lucky seed or this super lucky run, so he must be cheating. But what if, and maybe it was even proven that he was cheating, but still, it's like, actually, the fact that it has Deadly makes this pretty worth it, and they won't even kill it still. Draw 2 cards, I guess no reason not to do that. You would still trade in here, so I wouldn't be too worried about it, but you'll probably have a removal for it. Or see, this would be a good thing, like, oh, we'd have an episode that we only play as zombies, or we only play as plants. It's not like we have to play as everybody, just because they go on such a good streak that it's actually gonna take too long, but the pirate hurts the plant hero. You could do like a 2 and a 2. We should probably just trade. All imps get deadly. Like, I don't see the point really about that, but not gonna help me at all. At least these the matchmaking today has not been so bad, but somehow whenever you get to around rank 20, it just wants to kill you. You know, it should never be over double. That could be a rule. Although normally you wouldn't have to address that as a rule, because it's like, you know, that's ridiculous anyway. It should not be over 2 or 3 or 5 ranks in any card game. But But how are you going to do somebody over double? Like I'm rank 17 and I'm playing a rank 40. That's insane. I am actually super low. I'm surprised he's gotten to this point, but I guess I'll go for the kill myself. The shroom, not really the time to do that, though. How much is that really going to help you? Well, that won't actually matter because... Oh, no, it will still... Fuck. That chick is still alive. This is dead. I'm almost dead. I won't really get saved by the block meter either. How do I have these moments where I'm always getting so close and then... Or yeah, we could win in the same fashion because... Clearly he... Oh, I don't know. Clearly he's going to put up something... Uh-oh. Or that'll actually help me get the block meter thing. Okay, that wasn't really the best decision, but at least I'll do this. Or wait. Move a zombie. If only I could do both of those together. Problem is, it still won't be enough to actually kill you, so what good is it going to do? No, it wasn't even over, though. You don't even get what just happened. I would have only hit you for 2, and then you possibly could have won the next turn. But that has arguably won me 2 games back-to-back, even though I was doubting the veracity of the card, but... I guess even he didn't fully understand how it worked. I keep thinking like, oh, it's going to clear everything on the board, but obviously, which makes it even worse value than for how expensive it is. Yeah, see, if it was something higher, I could have even dropped that technique. I shouldn't have mulliganed the 4 cost, but in a game like this, you probably should, because it is going to be such a low curve, or at least with the way I have it. You have to go really far out of your way to make a control deck because it would be so... There's only so many high-cost cards in the game, so you wouldn't have much to choose from. And it would be very easy to determine, I guess, what you are going to end up using. That one was very close. This would almost be good just to get rid of that. The Wall Knight started off very slow and stale as a playstyle, but then it's turned into something good, at least with getting all these other cards. Right, like you need a little bit of support for it. It's not a class that's inherently good the way that Solar Flare can be or the way the Green Shadow could be, even with the 3-peaters and stuff that you start with. So we got the Disco Ball, we got like the Cosmic one, but I'd be more than happy to get to rank 10 just with Super Brains. That'd be fine with me. Give me a big long streak where I win every game because of that one stupid card. The, whatever. That flips everything back to their hand. See, I don't even process the name. Like Zombot Kick, Zombot Smash, whatever it is. When a plant here does damage and survives... Well, it's not doing any damage yet. In fact, let's even just do that because we not only have a full board, but we'll also kill both of these. Well, I guess we would have killed that one anyway. Not a bad spot to be in. See, I love these moments, too. This is what the Permadeath Gauntlet encourages. Super Brains is coming in clutch. Even if we don't win another one, that was such a good thing. The zombies did so badly, despite being the favorites. For once, we're not the underdog, really. The Smash has a legendary. The Infinity always does pretty good aggro-wise, but somehow, this is the star of the show. It's like a character point system that I would do in like Pokemon or something. The one time that I should play a Pokemon game on stream, like... or even Danganronpa, like based on what they do, I'm sort of judging them and giving them credit or whatever as we go through. So it's like I should have done that, obviously. Getting too overconfident. Almost dead too. Yeah, we give like a character point system, like one zombie, one Pokemon does really well, so we give it, you know, it'll outperform another one in some clutch high-stakes moment like Pidgey would do or something. He always would come in clutch and save me in a first playthrough permadeath run that was Pokemon Y. And so I'll give him more feature in the deck. What am I thinking? I'm such a card game mood today. I would give him like a higher slot in the lineup. So he started at rank 6, right? He's in the 6th slot, and he eventually works his way up, stuff like that. Or just the fact that we're even choosing to use them. And if somebody does really badly, then I'll kick them out of the rotation. I'm sort of judging them on every little thing that they do. Yeah, speaking of the infinite loop combo, now the tables have turned a little bit, but we're still doing okay. This guy rarely is actually good value, but could still be good. Or he'll just do it again, but I do actually have both of those cards now, though, so I could theoretically do the same thing. +2/+2 if it has team up. I guess we may as well just do that. And we always get so close and then they do some crazy shit. It looks like the barrel gets all the way, so it would have some value to it. I'm just going to die to that, though. We always get saved by the block meter when it comes to that, which isn't always guaranteed, but... Draw 2 cards again. I'm going to mill myself out, but could you give me something that's actually going to help me? There really isn't much like that, or the healing just makes it so unbearable that I'm not going to be able to really deal with that. There's some way I can get rid of this chick. He's obviously just going to do the infinite loop thing again. So 3 infinite loops in one game. It's so dumb, dude. It would be an OTK every time if it wasn't for the block meter. I don't know what else stops it. Somebody was saying there's some way to, probably some specific way to counter it, but, or why would you even do that? Or no, I guess it doesn't matter. A plant here survives, like it would be the same thing. What if it doesn't survive? Or it would survive for a second and then die to the effect, so I wonder if that would actually factor in. It shouldn't. You could still do it, but this environment is just going to ruin me. You don't even really need to do that, but... Three. Seems so strange that you wouldn't have a team-up capability for the zombies because... Oh, shit, I'm already dead. Or no, maybe I'm not, because if you kill that first... Okay. Whatever, dude. Super Brain still did pretty good, all things considered. The zombies did really bad despite my willingness to sort of feature them that way. And we're seeing the sick combo time and time and time again. Of course, all you have to do is remove that artichoke thing, but artichoke. Okay, let's go to the plants. Who would I like to feature here? I'm actually going to give it to Walnut because we had some sort of cool synergies that we got here. Right, like most of the cards we got from the pack was from that. Or like would be beneficial for them more than anything. To see, you do have a good curve. 1, 2, 3, 4. Environments can be so annoying because, you know, especially when you're a new player, like if you just don't have any, you can't do anything about it. Or you would play them just to counter theirs, which is true in other games like Pokemon with the stadiums, or like Yu-Gi-Oh with the field cards and stuff. If only you could do that to the Steelophoria Calcos. We finally found its weakness. You can't destroy it conventionally, but you can just play your own field card and it overrides it. Play the Golden Castle of Stromberg. Let's do the water chestnut, but I find I do better when I don't do it in the water, right? Because you don't really need that value. Like, oh, I'm going to give it 2 attack and just kill you with it the whole time, but you're trying to play more for just raw defensive capability. Arguably, I put it there, but it's okay. We're getting a very good curve here. I could put the thorns there as well. It's -3, which is not that big of a deal still. Gonna farm a stupid block meter. When a plant here survives, heal your hero that much. And since we've already committed so much stuff to there, I mean, it's a very expensive thing as well. Or I love that 4-cost one that just says your plants can't be damaged, period. So if they don't have an answer for it, they're just hard locked and they just lose on the spot. Like that stupid VMAX mechanic in Pokemon. Like this Pokemon is immune to V and VMAX. It's like if that's all you have in your deck, then you can just never kill it. Because there's no removal cards in that game because it's obviously like there's only one Pokemon on the board at a time. So that wouldn't really make sense that you could just one-shot it. Let's do or whatever. We'll just do that. Do that. Revealed, playing gets -2. Not really a big deal. We can dominate with environments. We become the very thing we swore to destroy. But I always said I do like the mechanic. I just wasn't able to use it. Give it -2 attack where it starts to heal you for 2 every time. Our ace card, the strongest card in some of these decks, is actually still this. Not using it for any preferential reason. Yeah, the other pumpkin it makes you think of as a 1 cost. It's a 4/2. Like, wow. What an amazing value spread. Even though it has a negative effect, like, nobody would use that by choice. What makes it very hard to even play anything here, period. That would be fine, I guess. Now, should I go face or should I try to win on the board? With a deck like this, you should definitely try to win on the board because even though I don't really have the endgame potential either, so they'll just beat me with Bad Moon Rising. That is like the most common win condition card too, because it's just, you know, you have a couple things on the board and you can just kind of run away with it. We could put this there instead, or we could just +1/+1 when plant enters this lane. 4 zombies can't be hurt. Do it here, actually, as weird as that seems. I mean, does a bonus attack. Okay, it'll still trade in at best. Yeah, like the invincibility really mattered. I guess it mattered for that row, but you weren't going to be hitting that anyway. Okay, this is pretty good. We can put it in the healing lane again. Or we should almost put it here because then he won't be able to do... Oh, shit. He won't be able to do anything about it. Each time zombie does a bonus attack, which includes itself. This would be nice, I guess. Even if he does a little cheeky bonus attack again, which isn't even going to happen, but that's what the gravestone synergy can be so crazy. You put them in a gravestone and then they do that effect again. Or just the healing from this can make it so hard to deal with, but it's still not that good. Like, it's not really what the deck is about. It just happens to be in there. This will still give it a buff without even needing to move there. The only thing we could do is we could burn him out of cards because we actually have so much healing, but certainly his hand is far better than mine. If he just can deal with my board pretty easily, I won't have much of a chance. I feel like the armor mechanic is still underutilized. I love it, but it's just not... Oh, shit. Yeah, there should be some card. Give all zombies like +2 armor or a certain amount of armor. That's a mechanic that just doesn't exist in the game, but that would be a cool reason for a card, like a shield or some sort of thing that you equip to one and give it like +5 armor, or that you can equip to everything and just, you know, same way you're giving a +2 health, you would be giving like +1 armor, even if it's a little bit expensive. Conjure a nut, and its attack becomes 3. Pretty close to dying. I'm at full health, but I'm still somehow going to lose. Or he seems to be having a lot of trouble actually dealing with my board. We'll get +1/+1, but I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Oh, what a crazy RNG moment. Create the infinite loop. Conjure itself so you can conjure another one. I hear you like Cosmic Nut, so I play a Cosmic Nut to conjure another Cosmic Nut so I can conjure another Cosmic Nut. I guess it's because nuts come in pairs. Ha ha ha. Which means its attack value should really be 2. Fortnite. Now that's not a game I played much at all, or certainly not in a while. This can be very good. We do get a chance to actually play our legendary in the very first game that we play with this deck, but the problem is that it's not... It does have... Oh no, it doesn't have team up capability either. Try to get rid of what we know is going to be the thing. But does he not have a way to deal with this is the big question. Seems weird seeing a walnut without the ability to team up. I can't believe how popular that one game is unturned, because shouldn't I be able to... Or no, I guess it's the timing didn't really line up with that. Is he gonna make some miraculous comeback here? Or no, wait. Oh, does it have strike through? I'm not even aware. My first time playing it, of course. Comes in clutch, wins me my first game. That's what you expect from a legendary. The first game you ever play it after getting it, at least with the classic and use it, is going to be you win it only because of that. And if it wasn't for that, you would have lost. That's what I would have liked to have seen from Dark Matter Dragonfruit or something. Carnage Tyrant, but we don't even get to see it for like a month. Or I still haven't played Sargeras in Hearthstone. And I actually did get him from a pack. I didn't get him from crafting him. I was disenchanting my packs to get enough dust to craft him, but then on the way, I luckily get... not only do I get a legendary, but I get specifically him. Like, what are the chances of that? That's so weird. It's like the Mal'Ganis pack, too. Finally buying microtransactions and heroes and stuff in that game. I mean, I'm okay with just playing it as a static thing. But I don't know if I really like this too much. Like, it's a good deck, but it still doesn't have like a clear win condition. It can be very slow at times, which is maybe the point. But again, you're going to lose those games where they have some sort of crazy other end game potential. If they have Bad Moon Rising, for example, I won't be able to deal with it, or whatever else. That's one of the rare things I guess we've seen, or maybe there are more like that and I just don't pay attention. That is like only... You can only buy it using microtransactions, which is really stupid. Not even like, oh, you have to buy a pay-to-win currency, but it's literally just pay $5 for it or fuck you. Could make a little mini-series out of Fortnite, but I don't know what the permanent condition would be. You might think, oh, why do I always have to do those? But I would always do stuff like that, period. Or the main reason why intrinsically, it's not like, oh, I'm doing it for stream or content, because who really cares? I have average like 5 viewers anyway. That's not why I do anything, but it's more like because I need to give a multiplayer game context, right? If you play a game like Fortnite, I could just play it all day, every day, and that's just it. That's the game. And that's what some people do. My whole thing is like there has to be some structure to it, although it says me when I do card games without formats a lot of the time. But basically, it's a case where... Oh, on the ground, so I wouldn't even be able to do it. It's a case where I would feel like... Okay, we can save up for that. Was this again? Zombies here get +2. It would be a case where you could just play it on and on till the end of time with no context. You got to give it some value. It makes it more fun and interesting too, even in the short term. Like you're playing for something, you should presumably play better by doing that too. Like every time you play as a character in a team-based sort of multiplayer game, right? If you lose, you have to move on to the next one and you can't play that one again, or at least for a certain period of time. Like my rule is typically like 6 months after the... 6 months after the end of the series, not after it happens, because some of those series can go on for months at a time too, so that would make it sort of unfair. Like I start playing Overwatch and then I lose as D.Va in my first game, and then 6 months later the series ends, but it would end, but then I get to play as D.Va again because it's such a slow-paced thing. Like how long has Paladins been going on for? They're short sessions, like only an hour each time or whatever, but still. Newspaper guy in this game doesn't really scare me too much. It's more like he should get a double attack. He should get a buff and get to attack again as soon as it happens. or like gives him double strike, because they go so fast once they okay, it's almost not even worth it to worry about that. Let's just try to force him to deal with this, even though maybe the proper curve play would be to play both of those. Play this here, play this there. All you have to do is play the little pit behind one of the walnuts, and you're almost guaranteed to get it, or you force him to use removal against it in a way. So yeah, 2 out of 2 games we've at least seen this guy. All I want to do is get to rank 10, but the zombies did so badly now I'm behind the 8-ball already. Again, it could be only the first week of the month and I'm already at rank 10 instead of typically rank 5, so that means I should get to rank 25 this month, surely. And it's raining legendaries too in the series. I guess it's a game that just has a lot less cards, period, too, but... So, you know, it would make it maybe a little more likely, but at least the ratio is pretty favorable, too. You know, the only thing is, can you destroy the thing, too? Imagine how good it would be if it would just give you itself back, right? Every time guaranteed, so there'd be no way to get rid of it. A card like that would just be way too OP in a game like this. Meanwhile, the Octo Zombie goes burr because it's actually that. Even though it's expensive to play, sure, it's still so good. Yeah, that is a little bit annoying. Heal everything, I guess, is okay, even though most of it isn't damaged that much. That is certainly very scary. Oh, very, very lucky catch, too. I almost shouldn't even worry about the thing here. It's an okay game. Just in Fortnite, just considering how insanely popular it was. Yeah, is it better than Unturned, I wonder? I should do it like this, just to be sure. Almost reminds me of the spear for the Winged Dragon of Ra, dude. What a comparison for a card of this magnitude. Yeah, that would be a perfect synergy with this type of deck, so I do like it. You'd be very likely to get it to come back because they would have to waste removal on it, or they would have to get through the walnut, which is going to be annoying. Or some games surprise me, not with their popularity innately, but with how long they stay popular. Like Fortnite was popular for so long and it's still super popular. Or like even League of Legends is, even Counter-Strike is. They just last so long. Or even, what else? Fortnite, even Hearthstone, I wouldn't think would still be. I thought it was actually dying out, but it wasn't, I guess. People still play, you know, or at least I'm judging it by Twitch metrics a little bit, which you arguably shouldn't do, but... They could use the mower on one of these and then right through is cute, but let's see. Let's see what we get. Didn't that just almost kill him right there? Move 2 sections from super block meter, which means I won't be saved by that, but I don't really need to be if for now he's in that weird spot where his block meter is triggered, which means he won't die no matter what, and it won't even trigger it. He gets, what the fuck? And he gets hit again, or I should have, no, I couldn't use the mower on that. We need like one of those mowers for the roof, whatever they're called. Okay, he at least did decently. So what are we at? Only a rank 7. Like, why is this so hard sometimes at the low ranks? I guess we'll save the best for last. Green Shadow. We're actually speed running through this shit, man. The Super Brains and Wall Knight do okay there, at least. They're at least able to play the game. We do get the Astrocado here, too. Too many 3 costs, though. See what I mean? Like, we get rid of a 3 cost and we get a 5 instead, so it would have been better just to keep it. So here we do actually use it in a more proper sense, like just play super aggressively and don't even try to worry about anything else. Of the 2 factions, you would think plants would be, you know, more defensive and more about healing and playing all preservatively, and then the the zombies would be more aggro face roll, but that's just, you know, that's how they are in the main series. But I guess that characterization was totally wrong. Or actually, what is this guy? Play zombie when it's time for tricks. I mean, I should just ignore it and go fish. That's my whole point of this. If you trade in there, that's okay. Make him panic a little bit. We could do this in conjunction with the environment, but even without that, it's an okay value card. It's just a little bit too expensive for what it's worth. Already threw one of his block charges, but it almost doesn't matter. Okay, that's fine. One of the few AoEs that we'll ever have, but it's not really even worth it to worry about that. Or you could do it like, put this here, put this there. Imagine playing this just as a static value play, curve play. Like everybody would cringe at such things because you're supposed to play it in the optimal thing as a combo, OTK, crazy, infinite loop. You could do this just to, obviously, well, actually, I might have to do it. No, I should put it here, I guess. Put it here, or what's this even doing? When played, it's not really going to matter. Millions of people can't be wrong when they play something like Fortnite for years. That's a pretty good value exchange. It does look like I'm probably going to lose, even though I'm always starting off so good in these games. You could put the Grapes of Wrath here and kill that, or this isn't even the Grapes of Wrath. Almost feels like I have to do this because, and then I can put this there. Or effects like that that hit the face too can be so good because they can just pop the block. But oh, come on. Doesn't mean I'll die though. All your cards do double damage. Dude, what's going on the last couple episodes? I swear I'm getting, or does that not apply to attack value? Hey, thanks for the follow, Sweet Pain. This is what we experienced as soon as that happened. Why didn't my notification go off though? Maybe I just couldn't hear it over the chaos. Okay, last hero, which is probably going to be hopefully the best of the day, even though I was impressed by Super Brains there. I guess you can't judge the ranks at this stage anyway, because it's like, it's the beginning of the month, so who knows what people are doing at this point. All these people are going to be ranked 50 within a week, except me. Although some of them have been using pretty bad decks and such. Okay, put this here. What even is that? Plus one of the zombies revealed from a gravestone. I gotta get to at least rank 10. Of course, this deck has several legendaries too. Double Dark Matter Dragon Fruits, just all kinds of fun stuff. This guy's not really that good, but you know, it'll at least soak up a little bit of removal. Deal 2 sections. Okay, that's fine. I love when that makes them invincible. I almost thought it was a bug. Like, it'll steal it so their block meter is full, but then it won't trigger until you hit them again. So it pretty much, I don't know, it just seems dumb. We should just ignore him, I guess. No point playing the bean yet. Or not the bean, P. 6-3. Oh shit. Not really gonna have any removal for it either. So this is the punishment you get, yeah, when you try to go face a little bit too much. Be over already. It's not like he has strike through though. I don't really have anything to play alongside it, so Jesus Christ, it could be over so quickly. Clearly representative of a rank 4 type of game. What the fuck, man? This is what happens. Like, getting from rank 1 to 5 is better the first episode of every month, you'd rather start at rank 1 so you can actually have a good first episode. Growing your team creates new strategies. Premium pack guaranteed rare or better. Isn't that just like a normal pack that I would get anyway? But I don't want to do it yet. Game's even trying to tempt me. Oh, and I miss out on what is a weekly quest for me because I lose so badly in all those. Holy shit. So we lose 4 games between 6 heroes. Yeah, you'd rather start at rank 1 because it'll be less competitive than starting at rank 5. So even the head start is a waste. So this is where we fall behind. First of all, it should be easier to rank up here anyway, but if we got to rank 10 today, then by the end of the month, we'd have room to try to push for rank 25, which obviously didn't happen. So that's the punishment here. We don't even get to complete that daily quest because what was the overall record? Like, Super Brains won like 2 games or something. The other 2 lost on the first try. And then Green Shadow and Solar Flare, I think, lose on the first try too. And Wall Knight wins like 2. So that's all the wins that we could account for.